This winter, I'm going to try to get my hands on a Sprinter cargo van. Raw, empty, a 3500 dually, brand new. Start from scratch and do a build out. My way. I have a lot of ideas when it comes to floor plans, being practical. You come along, you watch every step. In the end, I'll sell it. What do you think? Would you be interested in watching that? Radios, head units, DVD players, whatever you want to call them, car radios, obsolete. They are going to go the way of the dodo bird. They're not needed anymore. They're redundant. We've got iPads, we've got smartphones, we've got streaming technology. No radio in this car. You've got an iPad sitting here. This iPad is mounted here on a Defender, and it can be unclipped and taken wherever you want to take it. This one has a cellular contract. So you've got internet, Wi-Fi, wherever you go, built in. One of the side advantages to this is if you do have some kind of service at home or on your computers, it's all picked up here. Get yourself a Fire Stick, and all of that information goes to your television as well. So you've got quite an entertainment system here. It's all portable, it's all Bluetooth, it's all rechargeable. That's where we're headed these days. The other thing is the ODB port on the van. I've got that connected to this iPad via Bluetooth. So while you're driving, you can see all your diagnostics. You can see the temperature of the engine. You can see how this thing is running. You can see codes throwing when they throw. Check engine light is no longer going to be a scary issue. It's all right here. You're going to see it before it actually happens. You could do a split screen. You could have all your gauges, and there's apps where you can reconfigure that interface gauges. You could do all kinds of colors, different gauges, bars, graphs. Nav on the other side. You're good to go. So you're driving, you got your nav, you got your diagnostics. You could also be streaming your favorite podcast to a nice Bluetooth Bose sound speaker, radio stations, whatever you want. You could watch a movie here. I don't recommend it. Take it to the back. You remember me talking about these cabinets? There was a couple of things I had to search out. The armature that usually holds up a cabinet door in an RV or a Class B van, it's usually hard metal, right? And they fail. You put the door up and it either comes down and hits you in the head, or it slowly comes down and rests on your head. Besides that, that hard armature needs a space behind this door to live, which means you cannot store stuff back there because this thing needs its room to open and close. We figured it out. That is a stainless steel spring. It's fixed in with 80/20 T-slot, T-nuts, and you just break the tension and it closes. It's not going to fail. You lift up until it becomes taut, and it's just going to stay there no matter what until you break the tension. When this does close, whatever's behind there doesn't matter. This is flexible. The spring will accommodate itself to lay in with whatever's back there, so you don't have this hard, stiff armature that gets stuck on something. If you ride that T-nut up and down, you can have this open higher or lower. Our magnets These are donut neodymiums, neodymium donut magnets, and we found 2 or 3 of these together does not have the same pull strength as if you put washers between them. I don't know what that's all about. I'm not a scientist, I'm a photographer, but I do know it worked. So we've got these magnets on T-nuts. They're adjustable up and down, and you can adjust the pull strength, the catch strength, by 1, 2, or 3 magnets. Right now we have it at a pretty good spot. This beautiful piece of solid walnut that we will oil periodically acts as a doorstop, makes this nice and flush, beautiful. And it also acts as a slide stop for anything in the cabinet that will not slide all the way out. It's also removable because you want to be able to get under your cabinet floors in case you need to run wires, adjust your lighting, whatever the case might be. Options. What's next? Woo, it's hot. Let's get, all right, let's get a little makeup. Whew. Okay, good. In this cabinet, look at the lens. In this cabinet, I have a DVD player. None of this is mine. This belongs to the owner of the van. She's getting ready to leave. There's a DVD player up here tied into this television. Both of these components are DC powered. That means they run directly off your battery. They do not need an inverter to run. They are 100% DC components. I like that, very efficient. The television is on an arm, it's an adjustable arm, and when you drive away, you lock it in place. That's an RV TV mount. And then when you click it, when you get parked, it's a little stiff because it's new. I like to put it just like that. I got a USB plug with 4 outlets, 4 USB outlets here by the couch. Charge your laptop while you're playing around. Right now the Fire Stick is plugged into here. You got a lot of options with USB there. There's another one down here. So you can charge your items here, you could charge your items here, you could charge your items in there. Options. Here's your thermostat for the heating, the S-bar heating system. This is your controller for your S-bar heat and hot water. You have unlimited hot water because it's a heat exchanger, it's not a tank. So as long as you've got fresh water, you can make hot water. It's diesel-fired furnace. So that's the controls for that. All of your guts and controls are under the refrigerator with fans and ventilation. Ah, the appliance garage. This was one of the great moments in the Humble-Bee van build. One of many. The other day, Alex put in these stainless steel brake rods so nothing falls out. I just left this unscrewed to show you that this slides out very easily. We can remove it. Why, you say? Because there are components back there that a service technician may want to get to and look at. 4 screws and you're back there. Same thing with the fridge. Fridge can slide right out, move to the side, you work on your components. It is very easy to do. We've done it several times. After a lot of deliberation and a lot of thinking, we decided to leave this open. No doors. It's too pretty to close up. And the items that are going in here, you've got a brand new Berkey. You've got a brand new Vitamix. You've got a brand new toaster oven. These are items to be celebrated. Somewhere there was an engineer and a designer working day and night tirelessly to make those items look as beautiful as they could look. And we're going to showcase them in the beautiful appliance garage. This is probably one of my most favorite features in the van. I just love this. This is the command center. This is our breaker panel, AC, DC. We've got our battery monitors, our inverters, all of our systems on the electric side are right here. This is a walnut cabinet that Alex made, and my inspiration for this came from a boat builder called Hinckley. Hinckley does some beautiful, beautiful woodwork in their boats. And I just thought that I would feature all of this rather than hide it. I just think it's too pretty to hide somewhere. The blue tape, these are circuits that I have installed for future efforts. I've got a microwave circuit. There is no microwave, but in case she wants to put one in at a later date, the line is there. Our heater circuits are tied off right now because we haven't finalized our S-bar system. Shower sump. I've got a line out the back in order to put in a gray water reclamation system or a gray water purification system. The power is there to do so. So in the meantime, while the owner is here living at the shop, getting acclimated with the van, we've got her in training with these tape spots where she knows not to touch those. The air conditioner, the Houghton Bel Air air conditioner, offered in this country by Advanced RV, ARV. It's very expensive, but there's a reason it's very expensive. It's super, super quiet. In fact, it's on right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's not on right now, but it is very quiet. And it's very efficient. At high, when this thing is cranking, it's pulling just over 7 amps. By comparison, a Dometic, 11 amps. It's a big difference. This baby can run all night. With the 600 amp hour Mama Luke and the inverter, this is a 120 volt air conditioner. So you need to run the inverter or shore power. Shore power, you run it indefinitely. On the inverter, with the capacity in the battery, you get a good night's sleep. But then you're going to deplete and you need to charge that battery again the next morning. But it's a great air conditioner. Really happy with it. We've been running it non-stop for weeks. I got 480 watts of solar on the roof. And I have put that solar on temporary brackets that I made out of 80/20. And the reason they're temporary is because this owner is coming back in a year. One thing I'm going to do with all the vans I build, you come back annually and we do the tighten up. That's tightening up all our bolts. We give this thing a checkup from front to back. We make sure everything's tight. We make sure everything is working properly the way it should. You come back, you do the tighten up. It's almost like a pilgrimage. You come back, we have some dinner. There'll be a nice place for you to camp. Once a year. Every owner. No worries. Where was I? Oh, this owner is coming back. She thinks she may want more solar. So 480 watts is all I could fit up there with my 2 fans, my 2 Max Air fans, and my Houghton air conditioner. Sirens. When we installed the solar on the roof, typically for that amount of solar you would put a number 10 wire up there. I ran a number 6 wire. The reason I did that is in case she wanted to go beyond double. You get 1,000 watts of solar up there on the wires that I ran. I don't think it's going to be needed because, like I said, we've been running this van now for a couple of weeks, and during the heat of the day, when you've got full sun on those panels, the coach is running off the solar. There's no loads being shown on the Xantrex monitor. It's basically all covered by the solar. The Schneider Electric's solar controller I have is a smart controller. It's Schneider Electric's is the mother company for Xantrex. So these components talk to one another. This refrigerator has proven to be a joy. It's got blue lights. The top drawer is refrigeration. The bottom drawer, freezer. And this thing, right now, it's running, it's from 0 to 8. Those are your settings. It's running on 2. DC. This is an AC DC fridge. No propane. I've been running this refrigerator on DC, directly off the batteries now for weeks. No problems. It's not hurting that battery one bit. So, between this and your air conditioner, your induction cooktop, these are the hungry items electrically. We can handle them. The van is taking care of it, no problem. And I'm telling you, without shore power, just running off the solar, I haven't seen this battery get below 65%, 99%. I have not seen this battery dip below 65% with heavy, heavy use, day after day, no shore power. I'm just replenishing with the sun. I'm not even driving it. When you drive this van, you could push 280 amps into this battery with the second alternator. Now, the BMS and that battery like charge. So when you're driving on a nice sunny summer day, you've got that 280 amps coming in from the alternator, you got 480 watts coming in from the solar, and this battery gobbles it all up. takes it all in. This owner did take a trip to Cape May, New Jersey for a shakedown cruise for a week. And she said that at one point her battery got as low as, I think she said 38%, because in all of her travels, she wanted to plug in. She wanted to test the system and see what the capacity is. She was down to 38% on the battery. She drove into town. She drove to a Walmart to get some groceries. By the time she got back, she's up to 80% between the solar and the alternator. Because in the campground, she's in shade, so she doesn't get full replenishment. This thing lives and breathes on its own. Doesn't need any tethering, no umbilicals. There's no city water here, you know that. You got to fill up that water tank. You want water in this coach, you want to use water in this coach, you're going to pull it from the tank, not city. That's how your tank stays fresh and clean. You all know about this futon, right? We've had enough of this. I've been working on it. It's a saga, for crying out loud. But for those of you late to the party, this is how we ended up with the futon. You slide it out. It has stops built in. Then you raise it up, you click it back, and you have a full double bed, 75/54. Very comfortable, 100% natural. It's 100% wool and natural memory foam. And then in the morning, you wait for the click, you bring it this way, and you slide it back into place. It has locks on both sides, so that when you're driving, you can lock it so it doesn't slide forward and back. Solid walnut drawer fronts, grain matched. Soft close. When they're open, you can see your fresh water tank. You can see the level in your fresh water tank. Gauges can give you an inaccurate reading. A direct line of sight, it is what it is. So up front here, you remember my cargo rack that's over the cabin area. Well, that's made out of 80/20, and the owner put some nice bins up there, storage bins for all her stuff, and these come in and out very easily. You got a lot of volume up here, a lot of storage space. What I did tell her is, as a rule of thumb, if the storage area is above your shoulders, keep it light. Put the heavy stuff down low in a Class B van, in any vehicle for that matter. But that's the rule of thumb. If it's above your shoulders, keep it light. But there's still a lot of storage space up here. I've got my room darkening curtains. Now these are easily sourced. I got all my fabrics at Bed Bath & Beyond. And the reason I did that is because they're easy to maintain. They're easy to take down and wash and put back up. If you wanted to change out, you wanted to get a different set of fabrics for the season you're in, you get it any way you want. Now I did have these fabrics sized and rehemmed at an upholsterer. So if you're not a seamstress, you're not handy, you're going to have to do that as well. These were all 84-inch drape panels when they started. I had everything cut to size and rehemmed. And I'm using the easy, these are the old upholstery pin hooks from the old days. And the reason for this is I want it to be easy for you to remove these curtains and wash them. They get dusty, they get dirty. So that's what I have going on here. And we did a test. These are all room darkening curtains. We put up the window shades up front, then we pulled these closed. These are your nighttime curtains. Even with this little gap right here. She was in the van late at night. We had all the lights and TV going in the van. From outside, it looks like a dead van. It looks like no one's in it. There's no light on inside. It was dead dark. Now obviously if you didn't have your window shades up front, you might get a crack of light here. But that's how I did this. L-shaped, 8 feet long, glacier white Corian countertop. And boy, did they do a good job on this. It's absolutely beautiful. The way they rounded all the corners and the edges for movement in a van. This little 1-inch backsplash is angled 6 degrees and dadoed into the rest of the countertop in order to sit flush with the curve of Sprinter walls. And it fits perfectly. It's beautiful. Look at all this prep area, right? It's crazy. Then you can take your induction cooktop out, put it right here, plug it in right down here, and you're in business. You're prepping. Your sink is undermounted. You got a nice big drain board here on the side. It's integrated, and a big sink. This sink is bigger than the one I have in my pleasure way. All the curtains in the van are mounted with magnets. Strong magnets. These are 75-pound pull, and it won't slide off your curtain rod. Why, you ask? A couple of reasons. I want to be able to take them out easily. I want them to go back in easily, so you can wash them, so you can change them. Options. Oh, what a beautiful day. When you need access to the batteries, the inverter, the associated components, this is where you get at them. You may never have to get there, but if you do, we have a panel that's set in place with magnets. It's that easy. You pull it, you get it out of the way. If you need further access, you pull the drawers out and you can get in. 75-pound magnets. It's that simple. This is all very deliberate. This little jog right here was very deliberate, very important. This glossy white texture picks up on the acrylic up top. This is all part of the overall style and scheme for spaciousness. Each of these little jogs, these little levels we create, adds to the sense of space. We got that feng shui shit going on everywhere. I've got an electrical outlet out here, and I got another one here. The shower console is a stainless steel tower. I had it custom made, and it floats. It's hanging off the side of the armoire, so it's floating. And you can see my knee wall is around the side there. Let me show you what this is. I've only got a 2-inch shower pan here. So in order to keep the water inside, I've got a knee wall that I deploy, and then there's one more piece that fits inside back here. Now the water knows where to go. When you bring the shower curtain around, it's going to stay inside the shower pan. And then when you're done, you just redeploy it back where it belongs. And I'm still working on it becoming a one-handed move. There you go. Hot and cold shower out the back of the van. Hot on top. Hot's got 3 letters. Top's got 3 letters. Hot and cold shower outside. Two points of contact over here. 2 points of contact over here. You wrap a nice shower curtain around the back. This becomes a nice private shower area. We actually made our boardwalk and cut it into thirds. And the reason we did that is you take this section, you put it down on the ground, and you take a nice shower with clean feet up off the ground. If you're lucky enough to need a shower with a partner, we've got a bigger boardwalk you can pull out and take out as well. And if it really proves to be a good weekend, there's a 3rd shower pan that you can put down here. I gotta go to the bathroom. What do? It's very simple. First thing you do is you pull out the toilet. The toilet is sitting in a nice dedicated tray with 250-pound drawer slides. Total capacity 500 pounds. What we did is we positioned this 1/16 of an inch above the boardwalk of the shower floor. When you pull it out and you sit on it, it does flex down that 1/16 of an inch, and you've got a nice solid base to sit on. Then you come over here and you pull the toilet curtain, which is on track 1. It's kind of like being at the train station. Toilet on track 1, toilet on track 1. Then that comes back around where it belongs. This is a light, tight, sound reducing curtain, and then you crank your composting toilet and you put it away. So as you can see here, I've got 2 tracks in this area. That first one that I just showed you is for the toilet. Comes all the way around, and I have 2 of these if you wanted to. Right now, this curtain stops at the end of the sink. It leaves the rear open. I like that. You can sit here, maybe look out the window. Nobody's going to watch you. But I do have a second one if you wanted to double up and make sure you had full coverage from here all the way around to here. So that is an option. And again, I'm using my old fancy pin hooks from the old days. You could take this curtain down and wash it. No worries. So that goes back into its 2 little storage arms, right? Now when you're taking a shower, you're going to pull your knee wall around. Once you get your knee wall in place, you grab your shower curtain. Shower curtain goes 360 degrees. This is a double shower curtain. There's 2 of them. So now this comes all the way around, and you've got a 360 degree coverage of the shower curtain coming off of each side of the shower console, stainless steel shower console. And then when you're done, now here's what you do when you're done. If you remember, I put a nice Max Air fan right above the shower. It's in the shower, along with a puck light, so you can see what the hell you're washing. But you get done with your shower, you put that fan on, it dries everything out in 5 minutes, you put it away. So that's it. A year and a half of concepts, working out the build techniques. It's done. It's all come to fruition. And as you've seen, it's pretty much exactly the way I originally planned. Any changes I did make, I think, were changes for the better. I'll continue to do that sort of thing. I ask you to stay with me. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you. I've got a voracious, great community of viewers. I can't get over it. And I've got plenty more van builds in my future. I've got one inside right now. You know all about that one. And there's more coming. So stay tuned. Love this couch up front. Look at this view. exciting